Since this is kind of a special episode, not really planned, we're just going to jump in and play a little Star Citizen. We're just going to fuck around a little bit. I was going to do a video of the Squadron 42 gameplay that they released at CitizenCon this year, but me being an old fart, I have no ability to actually make that work for us. So I'm going to just play the damn game instead. If I can get the darn thing to work. All right. Now, when the video came out, I got to hear a lot of people talking like they had no idea what Star Citizen or Squadron 42 was. And that's okay. But with that being said, oh look, a Star Citizen tweaker. There were a lot, and I mean a lot, of people on the discussions for the reaction videos screaming, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam, blah, 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 blah. So this video is just to invite you people in here who believe it's a scam. I'm sure you've seen playthroughs before on what's available right now. But I'm offering for you to make your argument on our channel as to how this is a scam. Show me how it's a scam. Buddy, do you mind I'm walking here? We are in Pyro, which is like the ghetto. Completely lawless.
Everything good with you?
Yeah, I just want to make sure you were okay. Awful lot of people laying on the floor. It's a little weird, but okay. There's some drunks here. Some drunkity drunks. This is kind of an impromptu video. This isn't our normal stream times, so I understand if our regulars are not aware, although that probably would have got notified. But I'm more interested in hearing from the naysayers. I'm more interested in hearing from the people. Now, I've been in this game since 2015, November 2015 to be exact. And it has come a long way. Oh my God, it's come so far. With that being said, it's got a long way to go. It has taken in a lot of money. A lot of money. And it has spent quite a bit of time. And I understand that. And I'm really ready. I'm sitting here ready to meet those arguments with some basic facts.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit the town.
So if y'all have the nerve, it's a scam. Citizen scam. Come on in here. Come on. Make your argument. We'll listen. I'm more than happy to hear it. I'm not going to be doing a lot of anything in this video. This video is more for what you can do, some of the things you can do. Is Star Citizen at the level of your AAA games? Well, no, not yet. And after so many years, you'd think they'd be closer. But they're not. Yet. But I'd like to give y'all an idea that they're on their way. Salvage work, delivery work, hauling shit, your Merc stuff. bounty hunter stuff, general maintenance. Now I will say the maintenance ones are kind of nerfed right now because your salvage and repair tool doesn't seem to want to fire. And since this game is still an alpha, this is what happens. Those of us who signed on for this, we understood this and we expected this. So this is not surprising. It also does not go to the proof that this is a fucking scam. Okay? As you can see, insurmountable number of things you can be doing. And there is no place you can't go. Right now we have two systems. We've got Stanton, which is kind of a upstanding, highly secured area. It's an entire star system, very similar to this. And then we've got Pyro. Pyro's a motherfucker. There's no law. There's no anything, really. Out here at Stanton Gateway, I've got a few other ships. So let's go out there and pick a ship and do some work. Now, I can do some work in this ship. But gee, nobody's come in to explain to me how this is a scam. It's crazy. The smaller these ships are, the longer the strip takes. And I am out of coffee. Wonder if Mom would be upset if I cracked open her Pepsi. So on that note, Mom is doing a puzzle tonight. We're about to go to Illinois tomorrow night, and that's a long damn drive. So I wanted to make a little bit of video here, and she is doing her thing because it's going to be the last chance she has to work on a 1,000-piece puzzle between now and next week. So I'll be right back. Feel free to fly on. Here's hoping we don't get jumped. you don't drink a lot of soda, that really hits different. So one of the things Star Citizen has over others is the no cutscenes. It can be a good and a bad thing. The good thing is that basically this is just life and space simulator is what this is. The bad side is everything you have to do, even the mundane stuff like walk all the way here, walk all the way there, you got to actually do. This game is not made to play fast. That's one of the first things I figured out. Nothing happens fast. I say nothing, but you know what I mean. Fights are pretty quick. I'm hoping that they get a little more immersive so that the fights are a little more well-rounded and you actually have to make the decision, run away or fight. There will be times that you want to adhere to the oldest and noblest of pirate traditions and run away. So this is a station next to the jump point. There's the jump point. That will lead us back to Stanton. And again, no cutscenes. If I go in that jump point, I've got to pilot that jump point. Which, if we have enough cargo stored here, we might just do that. And then there's these instances where it's going to crash. Every new iteration does this. It's crazy. That doesn't mean it's a scam. That doesn't mean it's an unpolished alpha. As is tradition. That's right, my love. As is tradition.
Even games that are out forever, which is.
Me and Mom were actually just discussing that the other night after I brought up doing this video. We play a lot of Elite Dangerous on this channel, as those of you who follow us would know. Even Elite Dangerous has been in production basically since 2000, or no, since about 1984. Hey, Bacard. No, this is one I threw together because I made the mistake of watching a lot of reaction videos to Star Citizen's Squadron 42 put out at CitizenCon this year, and it's a great video. It's a little about an hour and 16 minutes long, and it's really cool. It really gives you an idea of what's to come. But there were tons of people who either had no idea what this game was, and they're reacting to the video. So I don't know how that works. That seems kind of like me trying to give a play-by-play on open brain surgery. Or there were those naysayers that are always there. Oh, it's a scam. Star Citizen's a scam. Blah, 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 blah. And I decided to do this video tonight, before we leave town this weekend, to give those people a chance to, instead of just going, duh, it's a scam, come on here and explain how it's a scam. Explain to the public how this game is a scam. I want to hear their argument. So, you played it once, you got to do it more often than that. It would be awesome, Bacard, to wing up with you in Star Citizen. Well, right now we are in Pyro. As you can see, it's a mess in Pyro. I'm in my little fighter ship. And we're gonna go see if I have enough stuff to haul through the jump gate to go sell it for some money. But first we got to make it to the base, and unfortunately we did crash on the way there. And we were just discussing how, you know, like Elite Dangerous, for instance, has been basically growing its own since about 1984 or 1986, I believe. And it's done amazing things, and it's an amazing game, but it crashes too. I've crashed on it before. I mean,
all the time.
Randy, Mom will be very happy to know that you stopped in, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Mom says hi. Let's get a phone call into the base. I like to put it on the screen here because it's a little more immersive.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Roger that. Well, I'm glad you're here too, Randy. Unfortunately, neither one of you guys are the guys I was shooting for tonight. All the naysayers that want to scream Star Citizen is a scam don't seem to be showing up. And that's who this was for. I wanted to give them an opportunity to voice that opinion with something a little better than just trying to be the loudest one in the room and say bullshit. But of course, they aren't here. Okay, so can you spend money to get real, better stuff? No, not really. And I'll explain why that I say that. You spend real money to buy other ships. That's where the majority of their income for the game is. It's actually in selling these ships. With that being said, there's no way to actually spend real money to purchase better armor or anything like that. Everything you can purchase is purchasable in-game with in-game money. But you've got to you got to earn it first. And as you can see right now, let me see. I'm not really big on, having to run, earn money. But I got about $181,000 credits. I need to go see if I have a medium hanger available here, because the ship I want to pull up needs a medium hanger. So no, it's not a pay to win thing. It's not EVE Online. It's not, you know, micro selling the shit out of you. They tried to do this thing called Blades, and were set up for it, but it was definitely a no-go, and I think they're backpedaling on that because they realized that the blades, they were units you could hook to your ship to increase its speed a little bit or increase its maneuverability a little bit. Those were the only two things you could really affect with it. And honestly, it was like a 1% change. It was useless as tits on a bull. So no, you can't, you don't get ahead by, and there's my big ship, by the way. You don't get ahead by spending cash. You can get bigger ships. You purchase the ships, they're yours forever. But that's about it. That's all you're really buying with cash. Now I'm going to send the elevator down. I'm going to get my, I don't have enough to fill up the ship, but I've got enough to make a short trip to Stanton through the wormhole. Worth it. But like I said earlier, since there are no cutscenes, everything you do, you have to do yourself. So I've got to move all this stuff over, bring it up on the elevator, then I'm going to have to load every single box myself into the ship, and there are a lot of them. So it forces you to slow down. That's one thing I actually like about this game. It forces you to slow down. It's not a matter of run, jump in ship, fire off, get in fight, call it a day. No. So the short answer, Picard, is no. You can't spend real money and get better stuff. You just can't. Now let's get this open. This is the Corsair. I'm a big Drake fan. I like Drake ships because they're no frills, no bullshit. They're business as usual, and I like that. So it's not a better ship, Picard. It's a different ship or a bigger ship. You buy all the ships with cash money when you get in game if you want it. I mean, you can spend $45, you're in game with a starter ship, and if that's all you want to do, that's great.
So next.
Hello there.
Hello there. I'm assuming I've been informed that my people are on ads, so yapping means nothing because they've got to watch what dog food to buy this week or whatever the hell it is they put on those. You let me know when they're back.
Well, I don't see the ads, I just saw them say.
So we'll get all these out because I'm going to have to get them all out anyway because they will all fit in my ship. That is a lot of cargo. But it's still not enough to fill the ship up. There we go. There's them big boys in the bag. That's the last box out. Woohoo! Time to start loading. Still got stuff in here. I was not aware of that. Symphonia? I didn't look into it. I actually may not get all this stuff in the boat because the boat was half full already. Silly me. I probably should have checked that. This is all stuff that I have farmed. This is all stuff that I went out and collected, either by mining or by salvaging. not doing a very good job of loading this bad boy, though. Let's take this stuff down. Let's clean this up a little bit, shall we? We'll get a lot more in here if we do it neatly. Neatness counts. Alright. Give me them big bitches. Them big old bitches. Oh, this is a box full of gold. That's always nice. It's gold. We might get it all in here. We'll see. We shall see. What we don't get in here, we can always put back on the elevator, send it back down. Now, does this game look like a scam to you? I'm just saying. Notice none of them motherfuckers want to come in here and actually have a conversation about it. They too busy just trying to get on other people's feeds and pirate those feeds going, it's a scam, it's a scam. Well, I think you're a scam. Best part of you ran down your mama's leg, cracked your mama's ass, and ended up as brown staying in a mattress. I think they was cheated. But, in all fair, I open the floor to anybody who wants to make the argument that this is a scam. I'm all for it. I love having actual conversations with adults. Crazy, huh? That's just fucking nuts. Just crazy enough to work, yeah? They actually have one. They have a powered exosuit called an Atlas. I do not have one because I do not have enough in-game credits to purchase one. And, like everything else in the real world, if you have one, you've got to load it on the ship yourself. You've got to take it wherever you're going. I mean, you got to do all the work. So I would have to call it up, walk it off to the side, call up a ship I want to put it in, or put in it, and then walk it up into the ship, lock it down. I mean, it's crazy. It's like real life. I mean, this stuff does in Elite Dangerous. This stuff loads for you automatically. Because, of course, they don't have interiors like this one does. But this is not Elite Dangerous. So there is a power suit you can use. With these small boxes, there's no need for it. But there is a power suit you can use. That's what I thought. There's space up there. Why won't it let me put it up there? Now, I'm going to have problems with that. That's going to make me angry. Let's see if we can get one up there. I got to pack this stuff in as tight as I can. There it is. Hoo hoo hoo. I was playing this with a buddy of mine. He's got a big old Constellation ship, which holds about 30 or 40 units more than this does. I'm going to tell you what, loading that thing was like work. The good news is that ship has a tractor beam on the front. So as long as I got it off the elevator, he could load these massive cargo boxes right into the ship. It's pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. I'll tell you what. Yeah, the only reason I don't have an Atlas suit is because I can't afford one. That's the only reason. And no amount of, I could buy one with real money, or I can buy one in game. And I don't want to buy one with real money, because I put a certain amount of money into this game, and that's it. So back to your original question, you're not buying better ships with real money, you're just buying different ships. All ships have a mission, a job that they're catered for. For instance, this one I'm loading now obviously is a transport vehicle. That's where it shines. It can also do combat, but it really shines as a transport vehicle, which is why I have it. It's about the largest one I can crew alone. I could do a Constellation class, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on a Connie ship. I can rent one in-game with in-game currency for 24 hours at a time, but I really just don't want it. Sure how many slots we've got left. We may actually get all this in here. That would be awesome, because I really don't want to leave anything behind if I'm going to fly back through the wormhole to Stanton. And yes, you have to pilot it. You can't just, it's not an automatic fly thing. You can fuck up and go right out the side of it if you're not careful. And I'm sure I will hit the side of it a few times before it's all said and done. Because I always do, even in the smaller ships, and this one is significantly larger than the smaller ships. Oh my God, we're going to be so close, but I don't think we're going to get it all on there. It can only hold 72 and lock them down. So I think we're going to be about 2 boxes shy. Now we can risk putting them in the back and hope they stay, or we can just send them back down the elevator and it'll keep them safe until the next time. Which I think is a better idea, because this is salvage stuff that I'm loading now. And I worked really hard to get this, so I don't want to lose it. Yep, that's it. I think we're going to be 2 shy. Yeah. 2 shy. Hush, hush, how you are. How I learned English. Alright, well, we'll put those back on the elevator and send them back down. And the station can babysit those until the next trip out. In order to keep it safe, I gotta send it back down. Unless, of course, it fucks up, in which case I will. have to just take them with me and hope for the best. Nope, they're gone. They're moved to the warehouse. Alright, let's close this puppy up. Now I could go through the back and give you the grand tour, but right now we're going to go through the front, because this ship's big enough to have an elevator in the front. Elevator go up and elevator go down the hall. And of course it glitches through the wall, as if to make my point for me. It'll still work. I think one of the biggest mistakes that Star Citizen has made, and really, and I think it would also explain a lot of the glitches that come about every time they put a new iteration in. I think that polish passes are a no-go, and they haven't been. So I think what they've got is an absolute ass ton of data, code that's doing absolutely nothing for them, you know?
You are clear to launch.
I'll give you a good bird's eye view of the ship once we're out.
Thank you. Please visit again.
And here is the baby. And there's me sitting in the front. And that, yes, that really is me. It's not some just random face. So here we are in Pyro, and we are going to jump to Stanton. These are the only two that are in now, but there are jump points for 2 more systems in Stanton. They're just not functioning yet. So they will. Nix is supposed to be the next one to come in. Everything is here. Nothing's got to load up or boot up as we go. It's all here. Now, flying this old bird through this hole is going to be a little tricky. And there's the jump point. Just for the sake of argument, everybody knows I have never flown a ship this big through this wormhole before through this jump point. So I don't want to hear no shit when I go scraping the walls. Picard, Randy, I gotta ask you guys though, does this feel like it's a scam to you? of a card about the exosuit and there are actually larger boxes than what I loaded. The big 4 there, that's the biggest one I can load. But there are some that look like the ass end of a trailer. And you got to have one of those suits to load that. Or you got to have a ship with a tractor beam on it. Scam wouldn't be the word I use either. I will admit that Star Citizen and Squadron 42 have been a lesson in patience. Most assuredly. Because honestly, like I've said, I have been playing this game. I bought my first starter ship in November of 2015. Now, the average AAA game spends anywhere from $150 to $220 million in development, and they take anywhere from 3 to 6 years. But what you get for that is Starfield, which is a great game, don't get me wrong, but it's also a very linear game. They're supposed to be exploring and all this other stuff. Really, it doesn't give you a lot of options of exploring. If you're playing the game as it's playable, then you're following a very linear story. You're getting all over the place, but you're following a very linear story. So there is that. This game, Squadron 42, will be your single player introduction, and basically it serves as your time in the Navy. Once you complete that, and it's win or lose, doesn't matter. Once you complete that campaign, then you go into this, which is the Star Citizen universe. I love this. Watch this Afterburners. Alright, now it's trying to log me in so I can, okay, my requirements are met. And here we go. Alright, I'm going to have to focus on this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to wait to make this jump until you guys are back from ads. Okay, I wanted to wait to make this jump until you guys were back, so now we're going to make the jump to Stanton. See, and it's not instantaneous either. Do it. Yes, do it. Here we go. You don't have to worry about thrust in this, but you do have to steer through it. And it's a bitch. You can't just fly through it. You've got to fly through it. You know what I mean? Ugh. It's hair-raising, to say the least. And yes, I'm controlling the ship, because I have to. Actually, I'm doing pretty good for a larger ship. may have spoke too soon. Oh, come on, get me there. Okay, so we've passed the threshold. The color change tells me I'm closer to Stanton than I am to Pyro. I'm scrubbing the walls a little bit, but that's okay. Not too bad. You just can't go barreling ass through them, or you'll end up getting thrown out somewhere and you don't know where you are. And that would suck. Alright, there's Stanton. It's the end of the road. Everything fuzzy, and we are in Stanton. Yes! Victory is mine! Now, I want to show you guys, there are 3 incredibly beautiful cities. One is very Blade Runner-ish, and that's my home of Area 18. And there are 2 others. One is Microtech, which is a frozen planet. Very cold, very nice rail system to get where you're going once you land. The other one is a floating city they built on a gas giant, Crusader. So I'm going to let y'all choose. Actually, I think I'm just going to go to Crusader. I was going to let you choose, but you guys don't know enough. So let's set a map. Maps. I'm the map. 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 Woo. Always go out too far. Oh, wait a minute. We did have a hiccup. I must have brushed the walls because we're still in... Holy shit, we're still in... We don't want to be here. No, mommy. I must have fucked something up pretty bad. Let's try that again.
What the hell is that shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For some reason, I think we scrubbed the walls. I think we scrubbed the walls and we ended up back where we started. Because there's no way to turn around in that tube. You saw that. So we're going to try that shit again. I told you, big ship. I'm not used to it. Get a little closer, shall we? That was probably user error, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, that would be it. I probably foobarred the shit out of that flight. Knowing my luck, I'm the only person that figured out how to turn around in the tube. Haha. Yeah, this is true. Alright, let's try that shit again. Get it right this time. See, it gives you a track you can follow, but I find that track to be really discerning. I don't like it. I didn't like it, and I didn't want to do it. Ooh, that was scrubbing the walls. Oops. Ah. Oh, that hurt. See, this is not an easy peasy thing, man.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Giggity, giggity. Ah, you're trying to get me to crash, aren't you, you assholes? I see what you're doing. You're fucking with me.
Shenanigans! Shenanigans! Shenanigans!
Oh, you assholes! You're throwing out all my favorites. Now that is stamped. God damn it. That's stamped.
Emotional damage.
We did it that time. You guys tried. I give you credit. Now, set a route for Crusader. Area 18, like I said, is my home. It's very Blade Runnery. But in Pyro, you can get some really good, because you have to eat and drink. You can get some really good fried rat. It's delicious. Fantastic. It's got the little spikes on the back and everything. It's wonderful. Very well done in the little cardboard box they sell it out of. They're homegrown, from what I understand. All right, you guys watch this flight. I'm going to go get a little more Pepsi because for some reason I've got a real kick on this soda all of a sudden, and that's bad news for me, but we're going to run with it anyway. I did a oopsie. I was flying to Stanton and ended up back in Pyro.
What the hell is that shit?
Meemaw. Very similar. It's actually a skewered rat. It looks like a rat. They don't try to sell it as anything else, but it's delicious, from what I understand. See, like right now, I need to drink something, but let's get into the Atmo at Crusader first. And I will show you the beautiful cloud city of Bespin. I mean, Orison. It's not Bespin. That's copyright. And Orison is beautiful. There's shopping. There's, obviously there's a place to sleep. There's an industrial section. And their transit isn't on rail, and it's not a flying railway station. It's really cool because it's a flying taxi. I'm telling you guys, this game is phenomenal, even with all its little jokes. What they're doing with this, they've gotten $800 million, and they've been on it for many more than 6 years. Almost 10 now. But you got to stop and think. They took CryEngine, they broke it down to its base components, and rebuilt it as StarEngine for the graphics. And as you can see, the graphics are absolutely amazing. Everything you can do with a button push on your keyboard, you can also do in ship here. And as you can see, it's not a matter of generating with StarEngine, it's there already. That entire planet is there. Where we're going's on the other side, because my luck says that every time I come into Orison, I have to come in at night. There are day and night cycles. I'll walk all the way through the ship when I go to get out, just so you guys get to see what we got going on here. Now, I will say this: the cargo loading and unloading thing is necessary for transport, but when you sell the stuff, it will sell directly out of your ship. That much it will do. And welcome to Orison, not Bespin. Now, I know that flashy light is where our landing area is, and it's really cool here because, as a side note, just from aesthetics, you can be standing on one of these platforms and you can watch one of these other platforms actually fly over you or past you, because they'll relocate some of these platforms from time to time. It's really neat. Orison, I believe, is one of the more beautiful cities, but it's also the hardest one to get to. It takes longer to fly into and out of the atmosphere here than it does anywhere else. And when you get close to a city, it does this. I bet it's going to bomb. Yep. And this happens. They've been doing a lot of polish work on it, and I'm determined to sell this stuff. That's why I'm going back in. The load times aren't as long as they used to be. Right now, one of the reasons it does this when you get close to a city, it really has nothing to do with, oh, I got something in my eye. Has nothing to do with the game itself. It has to do with Invictus Week, which is this big, huge thing they put on in Area 18 for all the ship companies. They show off their ships, and you can walk through them and decide which one you want next, and blah, 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 blah. It's like a big week-long thing. The problem with it is, and a lot of folks actually who have been in the game for a long time, we understand the need for it, but we still hate it. It's their free fly week. So people can come in who have not purchased the game. They can download it, get a starter ship, go in and play. They can do everything we can do, and that's all well and good. But it overloads their servers, and they're still working. They're still trying to hammer out server meshing so they can handle as many. It's got like 2 million players, 2 million plus now. I think the last check was like 2.1 or 2.3 million people trying to play this game. So they're trying to mesh these servers so that the instances you come into are beneficial to you and with your friends and buddies and whatnot. But right now their servers are not set up for that kind of traffic. So the cities tend to be, oh no, it didn't kill me, did it? The servers just don't. This is a hospital bay in Orison. Hopefully it didn't destroy my ship. If it did, I'm going to be pissed. It happens. That doesn't make me any less pissed. Eventually they'll get the server thing hammered out and it will be better. Let me give you a quick bird's eye view of the city. Look at that. We are in my home city. We are not even in Orison. That's gonna piss me off to no end. I'm sitting here trying to do a thumbs up for these people and they fucking up. Ain't that the way? As is tradition. Let's see if my ship made it here. This is my home. And this is where you would go to sell your stuff. And that's another player. I don't usually run around. Usually I'm just walking, which is quite okay with me. But sometimes I really want to get there. Well, it's not here. Damn it. Let's take a looky. That sucked. This is the seedy underbelly of my live-in area.
How you been? Good?
Yeah, I've been better. So it's a little worrisome. So let's go to Riker Memorial and see. It's funny, if I logged out and logged into another instance, the ship might actually still be there. But I think it's lost because of the bomb. So yeah, there are instances where it really chaps your ass like rubber pants, but it's not anything that you can't get past. It's a game. We can go buy stuff at Dumpers Depot there. Ship parts used, of course. They do intend to make it where used ones versus new ones, there are some differences in how they react and act. They intend to do a lot of things. I think that some of the things they want to do, they're going to end up not doing. I think they're kind of overreaching a little bit on some of the smaller stuff. I would cut my testicles off myself for a polish pass on this thing. And to do away with the free fly thing. That's just does nothing but cause trouble for your lifers like me. These are all other players. Oh, glitchy. I'm sitting there trying to do good things for them. And they fucking it all up. Those guys all died. The ironic part is all these little tidbits that happen. Usually about the time they get them hammered out, they'll put out a new iteration. iteration, however you want to say it. And then boom, you'll have the same old problems. That's how you know they're not doing polished passes with each go. A common theme, elevators. This is taking us to Bevan for Invictus Launch Week, which I have no desire to see, so I'm not going in there. Fuck that. That's what causes all the trouble in the first place. Not interested. But your elevators tend to glitch. Inventory tends to glitch. The transit system will glitch on occasion. And a lot of times your hangars, you'll get instances where you can't even call up a ship. So you have to leave that instance and then come back in, and then it works. There are times where I will have glitch after glitch after glitch after glitch, which ironically tonight's one of them. And then there are times that I could play, you can ask Mom this because I don't lie, I'll play 6 hours straight without a single issue. Not a glitch, not a hiccup, nothing. This just tends to be one of those nights. These are the guys that died on the last run. These are the same two players. I'm just going to sit here and watch and see what happens again. These are the kind of people that have to wear the coolest armor, and I promise you, these two are out doing mercenary missions all day long. I have this armor. I don't like to wear it. But you can configure it any way you want. That's the neat part. And if you lose a ship, you have to do an insurance setting for it. You have to file a claim to get it back, and you get it back in its base components. You don't get back, for instance, if I lost my Corsair just now because of that glitch, I will have lost all of that stuff that was in it. Gone. Like a fart in the breeze. That's the kind of stuff that chaps your ass. And that's what makes a lot of people go, oh, this ain't worth playing. But it's still developing. It's still growing up and becoming all grown up and what it's supposed to be, you know? I wonder what that is. It appears to be a cargo container sitting there. That's weird. Somebody put cargo containers in front of the doors. That's just shit people do. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is that free fly bullshit. Get me out of this city, please. There's cargo containers everywhere. Oh my Christ. Everybody grab a tool. These are the glitches that come with the free fly weekend. I hate it, but it's true. So with that being said, I'm going to call it a night. Since nobody obviously wants to come in here and argue that it's a scam, because they're chicken shits. When I started this in 2015, all you could do was log in and walk around an empty hangar. Now you can do so much more, and we've got 2-star systems. I mean, it's just getting better every time. Picard, damn glad to have you. Randy, if you're still here, say goodnight to Mom or I'm gonna spank you. And to anybody else hiding in the wings, steer clear of the free fly weekend. Trust me. And good night. Be good to the person standing next to you.